Here with Dan McDonnell. Fall ball clearly underway in the game 2 of the Pizza Bowl. Your thoughts on your team as you wind down fall camp?
Well, like every fall, competition's at the center of it. It's the staple of our program. It's what makes these guys so good, is knowing there's talent, there's competition, and more so than ever. I think we've got 2 returning starters in Man and Stores from last year's team. So there's a lot of positions up for grabs, and so it's fun. It's fun seeing these guys show up every day, knowing that they got to improve, get better, and we are. From the first weekend of scrimmages to here in the Pizza Bowl, we're not perfect, but we're playing cleaner. We're playing the game the right way. We're playing hard. So it's fun. These next few games will be big, and then we'll take our attention to the weight room and get ready for the spring.
This is clearly that time of year, when you're rolling over, you've lost guys to the pros, where the underclassmen, those guys that were freshmen last year, now sophomores, really have to step into those roles. Are you seeing that this year?
Yeah, that's I think in our program, when you're a sophomore, you're really not young anymore.
Yeah.
You're almost halfway through your career. And if you look at the progression of the players, from the Solaks to the Coy Rays to the Will Smiths to last year, Stores and Man, and sophomores are when you start to shine in our program. You might shine as a freshman, but it's okay if you don't, because the longer you're in our program, the more you develop and the more you get to play with a lot of good players at a high level. So the exciting thing is, we were talking earlier, all the sophomores on this team, from Levy to Fitz to Snyder to Wyatt to Oriente to Stringer to Elliott, all these talented sophomores that got a little bit of play as freshmen, and some a little more than others, but they all went off. They had good summers, and they're competing to be everyday guys. And like I said, as a sophomore in our program, hopefully you've been around long enough where you're ready to play every day.
As we were also talking, you were mentioning that there could be a couple of these freshmen that might have to step on the mound. Reed Detmer's one of those guys.
We started 2 freshmen in game 1, Reed Detmers and Bobby Miller. 2 talented freshmen. But you have also guys, Gavin Sullivan, Michael Kirian. Guys are doing a great job, and as always, freshmen are going to have to pitch. That's just, there's such a turnover with our arms. That Coach Williams will get these young arms ready to contribute. Today we started 2 older guys, Hoeing, who continues to get better.
Yeah.
And it was fun to see him go out there, and Liam Jenkins, as a junior college transfer, he's gotten better each weekend out. So, so it's there's still a lot of games left here. So we just want to keep seeing these guys improve.
Another one of the things you should hopefully see this time of year is some of the sophomores from last year that are now juniors start to show that leadership. Have you seen that out of guys like Josh and Devin?
Oh yeah, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
It's since Josh and Man and Romero and Pinkham, since they showed up on campus, the great leaders they had.
Yeah.
That year with Solak and Smith and Taberry and Ray and all those guys. And then last year with Ellis and McKay and Hairston and Fitch and Taylor and Summers and all those older players, linemen that these guys got to play with. It's their time, and I've been challenging them a lot that you got to be vocal. You got to care about your teammates. You got to help them, and they're doing a good job. That's part of growing up and becoming a leader, is learning from the great leaders in front of you and do what they did. And there's a reason you guys have won a lot of games in your 2 years that you've been here. So now as a junior, it's time they've handed the torch over to you. You now lead and take care of these young guys. One
of the differences out here at the ballpark this year is there's going to be tickets. From what I hear, early response has been quite well for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's the fans spoke, and what we saw. We got 3 years in the ACC. A couple of things we saw. When we're on the road, we don't get the best seats, our fans. We're getting stuck in right field. We're getting stuck down the left field line. What we were seeing happening here is, you got to realize, when you're playing in Virginia or Clemson or Florida State, their fan base is here for the weekend.
Yeah.
And so they get to the ballpark early. They get out of the hotel and they get here early. Well, what's happened is they were taking all the good seats, behind their dugout, rightfully so. So as a fan, you show up on some of these weekends with big crowds, and you like sitting in a certain spot, and now you have a Virginia fan or a Clemson fan or someone else sitting in that seat, and it just got to the point where fans said, it's time for us to buy our seat. As cheap as $3 a ticket, $4 a ticket, when you buy the package for 35 home games, to have your reserved seat, for the ACC games, 15 ACC games, you always have Western Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky, you always have a Vanderbilt or an Indiana or Purdue, or Cincinnati. You got a lot of good teams that come in here. So to know that you've got your seat, I think it's the best $150 or so that you could spend on a reserve seat.
And some people probably say, way overdue, but congratulations on getting to that step in the program.
Yeah, it was unique. That was Tom's gift to the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unique in college baseball that we were such a high-level baseball program, but the fans make such contributions in all the other sports, especially football and basketball, that he just wanted to give this to the fans, and he did. For 12 years, my 11 and the one before I got here, they got free admission, and they took advantage of it like they should. And so now, hopefully, they understand this is a good investment, that I want to have my seat or seats, and I want to know that my family could show up in the first inning or second inning, and I know that I still have my seats.
You mentioned Tom. I guess it's clearly a distraction on campus right now. How have you guys handled it here at baseball?
Like I told our kids, Tom prepares us. That's what he does as a great leader, and he's prepared us for this. And so he's left us everything we need. And of course, he could come back, and we want him back, clearly. But like I told our kids, what do I always tell you guys? Leave this place better than when you found it. And Tom Jurgens left this place way better than obviously when he found it. And so if he comes back, we'll embrace him and love to have him back and to continue to be our leader. But if for some reason he doesn't, then he's a legend, and he gave us everything we need to succeed while he was here, and he's left us in a great position.
Cool. Appreciate it, Dan.